What's going on, y'all? It's JD Pickell with On 3. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to take a look at the quarterback duel going on in College Station. Welcome into the Hard Count, the people's show for every single thing that you know and that you love about college football. It happens here on a nearly daily basis. Nick Brake doing the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show at my Twitter page at JD Pickell. Now, it is no secret that at this point in the year, there's a lot of quarterback. You can use different terms to it: controversy, duel, battle, race, whatever you want to say. You only get to play one quarterback at a time. And currently at Texas A&M, they have 2.5 to 3 quarterbacks they can pick from. I'll explain that in a minute. Ultimately, Jimbo Fisher is going to have to settle on one of these guys to take the snap in game one. But like I said, he's got some options. So we're going to go down the list, talk about all 3 of these guys, and ultimately give you our 2 cents as to who he should pick for his starter in game one. First on the list, Haynes King. His starter a year ago. Haynes King is a phenomenal athlete. It is rumored that he broke 22 miles an hour during the spring. That's a fast dude. That's top 3 on their roster. He's got a really strong arm. I mean, you watch him on tape, he's making that throw to the field on an out route look routine. I mean, the guy has physical tools. That is like the most perfect way to describe him. Physical tools are an A+ for Haynes King. However, on the opposite side of that, some of the weaknesses for Haynes King is he's not a phenomenal decision maker. And so it's a little bit of a feast or famine with him. You don't have a ton of data on him right now, only one real start where he had 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Didn't look great in the spring game, turned it over quite a bit in that game as well, so that's why we're knocking his decision making. But to the same token, that's kind of the concern as well. There's a lot of unknowns with Haynes King when it comes to game action. So that's Haynes King. Another competitor in this race is going to be Max Johnson. Transferred from LSU to Texas A&M, actually beat A&M a season ago when he was at LSU. And Max Johnson, in a lot of ways, is the more steady hand in this whole race. And he's almost a safer pick, if you will. He's not as athletic as Haynes King, but he's got a strong left arm. He moves pretty well. He's not a phenomenal athlete, but he moves pretty well. He moved better in the spring game than I think a lot of people thought he would. Made some plays with his feet. The thing that I love the most about Max Johnson is the fact that he's just a gamer. And that's not something that you're going to see a lot on a scouting report, and it's not something that's going to show up in the stat sheet, but I just cannot get out of my mind him throwing a game-winning touchdown pass when he's at LSU against Texas A&M in the final seconds of that game. He has a free runner off the edge that absolutely barrels into his ribs. And as a quarterback in that scenario, you have a chance to kind of tuck and protect yourself, but it takes something off the throw. Max Johnson went full extension, put everything he had into that football, takes a shot in the ribs, which I'm sure didn't feel good, and dropped a dime to win that game. So the fact that he's a gamer is what excites me about Max Johnson. I mentioned at the beginning of this video it was a 2.5 to 3 horse race with this quarterback competition. It's because Connor Weigman, early enrollee, one of the highest recruited quarterbacks in this previous class, he is the future at A&M. And so in a perfect world, he redshirts. That's why I call him a 2.5 horse race, because you really don't want Connor Weigman to play. That's the fact of the matter. You want him to develop. You want him to sit behind both these guys, get a chance to learn, and be ready when his number is called a year from now or 2 years from now, whenever it is. But in terms of what he has under the hood, so much ability, so much talent. He was just in high school all of a couple of seconds ago. So he's going to get there. He's going to be the guy of the future in College Station, but you don't want him to play this year. If he has to, it's either because he had a crazy fall camp or because one of these guys or both these guys just aren't cutting it. So that's the deal there. So ultimately, what's the best fit for Texas A&M? Who's the guy in College Station? Haynes King has probably the highest upside of the entire group. We mentioned it. Elite athlete, crazy tools, a lot of unknowns. Max Johnson, more of the high floor kind of guy. And so for Jimbo Fisher, what he wants in his offense is a guy who makes good decisions, a guy who's going to be accurate, and ultimately have an efficient offense in place. To me, choosing between Haynes King and Max Johnson is the choice between, do you want a fast car or do you want a Volkswagen? Haynes King is the hot rod. Haynes King is going to be fast and furious and do a lot of things for you really, really well. However, are you willing to live with the mistakes that he makes? Are you willing to deal with the growing pains? Max Johnson's a proven commodity. Max Johnson is not going to be flashy. He's not going to show up on a bunch of billboards, and he's not going to have people knocking down his door. But he's 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 2021. He's dependable. You can go on a road trip with Max Johnson and know that car is not breaking down. He's going to get you from A to B. Now, how high is his ceiling? Can he get A&M to the playoff? Can he get A&M to a chance to win the SEC? I don't know. Ultimately, if I'm Jimbo Fisher, I have to go with the known commodity. I have to go with a guy that I know will allow this team to succeed. At the very least, they'll be an 8-win team. I'm not going to try and predict their win total right now, but at the very least, they're going to be a solid team with Max Johnson. With Haynes King, he might make some really crucial mistakes down the stretch that cost you some games that you should win. I feel like more often than not, again, this is my pulse on it, I don't think Max Johnson is going to lose you games with his decision making. He may not go out and win the game for you every time, but he's not going to lose a lot for you. So that's my own opinion. A lot still to be determined. Like I said, we still are figuring out a lot about Haynes King. But where it stands right now, if I had to pick a guy today, which thank goodness I don't envy Jimbo Fisher. If I had to pick a guy today, it's Max Johnson. That's it for us here on The Hard Count. Appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comment section below, who are you taking to win the quarterback derby at Texas A&M. We appreciate you tuning in. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.